Just doing one good run on cleaning the bottom of this, and then we're gonna check it. We got the specs. I was searching around on the Astro forums. I found the specs for the feeler gauge. So this is the spec. This is the one that we're using, and it has to have an not be able to for this to go anywhere on the cylinder head and the engine block. We're gonna check both. We're just getting a good final cleaning on this, and then we're gonna run some acetone on it, and then we're gonna check it with the true straight edge, which we have right here. That's gonna come out of the plastic sleeve. And since we found out the exhaust valve had pitting in it, we're gonna get that lined up where we can get a new set of valves for this. So, hi Tony's, what's going on? Thanks for commenting. Skimming the head for I think that's what I guess what you're trying to say. Yeah, we're just getting the last bits of making sure any last little remnant of this gasket is gone, and then we're gonna check for the flatness. Check for warpage, sorry, on this and the block, the cylinder head and the block. And it's both the same spec for it. Oh, okay. Oh, I learned something new, man. That's all right. I was like, I never heard of skimming. What are you talking about? Sounds like what I'm doing, though. It's okay. That's cool. Yeah, I got some buddies here on YouTube that are in the UK, and they're car people, too. So, that's cool. See if I can get a better angle of this. There we go. Actually see the direction I'm doing it. Okay, so that's what you guys call it there in the UK, skimming, huh? Makes sense. It sounds like a good term to terminology, in my opinion. Got any more coming? Oh yeah, I have the valve here. Let me set it down. Yeah, let me pull out that valve where I had it sitting. So this valve, it's probably in here somewhere. Oh, it's sitting in here. Okay. Yeah. Let me get the. It has some pitting, like on about 80% of the circumference of the. Okay, sorry. You see that pitting? So I looked up the price on a new set of valves, and it's not really that expensive. So we're gonna end up just changing the valves on it, because I wouldn't just change one valve, you know. It's like getting a pair of shoes. You get a pair, you don't buy one shoe, right? Yeah, because I was talking about some of these on my live yesterday. I did all this live. I took the valve. I tried out this tool under pressure with a bunch of people watching me do it. I never used the tool before, and I figured it out, but that's pretty stressful trying to do something when I don't know what I was doing. But I figured it out. Now I know how to use that tool. It's a great tool. All this stuff in this, anything you see on my channel, I bought it with my own money. Nobody's paying me to talk up their products. This is stuff that I'd buy with my own money, and I did. So yeah. So I figured out these valves. They try to get it to focus. I had it focused a second ago. But yeah, that pitting. So I guess there's new. I buy a bunch of stuff on Rock Auto, so I'm not sponsored by them. I just buy a lot of stuff from them. So I guess I can get sets of valves from like the Melling Company. I think that's how you say it. They got intake and exhaust valves on their site, and they're pretty reasonably priced versus buying the OEM ones. And I guess Melling's a good, reputable brand name, like high quality. So I'm leaning on going with those, and we're just gonna end up doing the whole, all the valves on this whole engine with all that intake and exhaust. And I think I looked it up too, and the valve springs, I don't think I really need them, but I guess I could replace them too. Um, just because you're there, probably makes sense. I probably could just go with. I think I'm just gonna go with the valves. I don't know. So yeah, it's a 4.3. Can you see what? Are you talking about the engine block? Yeah, it's the GM 4.3 there, John. Thanks for commenting. Appreciate it. Um, I'm just so curious to see if this thing's warped or not. So we're gonna go ahead and do a check on it. So this is our true straight edge. That's what this is called, I believe. And it's in the plastic sleeve. Okay. And then what we're gonna do. So according to the spec that I found on the Astro forums, was to have this, get this flat and level as best you can. You're gonna run this. It's basically, it said anywhere on the whole cylinder head itself and the engine block mating surface. It's the same spec. You got your feeler gauge, and this is the spec. This is supposed to not be able to fit underneath this straight edge with this held tight anywhere on the whole area of mating surface head gasket surface area. Does that make sense to you guys? It's a cool tool. Which one? These things in the true straight edge. Well, cool, man. I'm glad you stopped in. Hopefully you learned something. I'm learning stuff too. I'm not perfect, guys. A lot of times I'll make mistakes right in front of you guys. But the thing is that you could take away from this is I made the mistakes here, so you don't have to, you know, if that helps, you know. Deck it, add quad turbos and alcohol. Wow, yeah, right? Turn it into a drag strip. Yeah, these things can take quite a bit of turbo and such. I guess you have to use like a marine intake on them, and it gets rid of the spider injectors. So let's try to get this started. Let me try to get this closer for you guys to see. I had I have another light. Oh crap, that wasn't good. Hopefully that didn't damage anything. I don't feel any nicks, but yeah, that's not cool. So this thing's lopsided kind of thing. It's like a an oblong type weird shape. So I'm gonna try to like prop some, just get this thing propped so it's not like tipsy. I'm like freaking out. This thing fell on it. All right, let's just try it. So this feeler gauge, I got it flush as possible. Okay, that's not going through. I like what I'm seeing, guys. Cast iron for the win. So this thing didn't fit at all underneath any of those, especially the most critical passages where I just did in front of you guys. That's in between the cylinder, engine cylinder, and that's a really sensitive part because there's not much surface area here versus on this open areas, and especially by these cooling passages. I'm liking it what I'm seeing, guys. And to tell you straight up from the beginning, this thing, when I took it off, this cylinder head gasket wasn't blown either. This is just preventative maintenance because I was already in there doing the intake manifolds gaskets and the spider injectors and everything else pretty much in there. It's a 20-year-old vehicle. It's getting a refresh basically here at Tim Smitty's garage, live right in front of you guys. So let's keep going. Yeah, I think this thing's good to go, guys. And if this is making me happy, because if this looks this good for the cylinder head, there's a really good chance the block itself, which is right behind you guys, that we're going to check real soon too, is good too. So we're going to check here. Oh, such a relief, guys. I was like losing sleep and I'm like, oh, I haven't checked it yet. I'm so worried. I'm like, I probably want to do it live, and then, you know, and then here I am doing it, and it's like, it's perfect. Well, I don't know about definition of perfect, but it looks like it's to spec. It's within spec, you know, and this thing's flat to it. And that's the thing that you do also with this true straight edge. You go all over the place. You make like an X, like that, like any old anything along this surface area with this straight edge, and you try to see if there's any little spot that this thing can fit through this feeler gauge. And it looks really good, guys. Over here, we'll try over here too. Again, try to do like these areas. You just got to keep changing it up and trying, but it looks like the whole thing's the same way. It looks good, but we'll keep trying a little bit more. And I haven't even, it hasn't even trying to slip through. The turbinator. Huh. Thanks for commenting, Art and John and Tony. So I appreciate that. That's good. So this looks really good. Looks like we can move on to checking the engine block. I'm gonna move this stuff over right behind me so we can move right on to the engine block. And hang on a second. I'll have to grab my flashlight as well. I gotta put that over here. Oh, I'm really happy, guys. I was so stressing about this cylinder head, I'm telling you. Like it might be warped. It might be warped. That's just a really good um just trying to think of the words here. The sense of relief, you know, knowing that, hey, it's just spec. I can move on with life. I don't have to keep worrying if it's not to spec, you know. And that's a really good feeling. So I was like, man, I probably have to take this to the machine shop. I'm like, I don't want to take it to the machine. I might have to. Just keeps racing around in my head, you know. Just getting. Have this spare. We'll use this light. At least this one's not battery powered. It'll keep going until I unplug it. So right here, this is good. Let me get it all set up, and I'll take yours over, and we'll check. We'll do a quick skim, basically a quick clean down. And if you guys have just tuned in for now, this is the stuff we used along, recommended by someone on here watching. And then these, and this is the cast iron cylinder head and block. And as you just saw, this didn't damage it at all because this is cast iron, and we just went through it with the feeler gauges and the true straight edge. And this stuff smells pretty good, guys. This is like in your dishwashing section, you know, for what it's worth. So, okay, let's get this light set up and you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, right here. We can do it right through here. The cords right here. Because the last few days it's just been me like hyper focused on this cylinder head and worrying to death about it being warped. And thank the Lord it's not. Oh, that's such a good feeling, guys. I can't tell you how good that feels. This is one of the most sensitive areas on any of these type of vehicles and engine power plant type things. Not something you want to have warped. That's bad news. So this is good news. This isn't warped. So hallelujah. Here we go. I'm gonna take you guys over to check it out. And also, okay, I already put the feeler gauges and the true straight edge inside the van. This is the van. This is what this cylinder head goes on, guys. I'll step back and get a good view of it for you guys. Just so if you're curious and haven't seen this before. And don't mind the mess. That's power steering and coolant. We got a trick to clean all that up once this van gets pulled out of here. So, because the power steering pump was hooked to the end of this cylinder head, right there, right where that stud is on it, where my finger's pointed. The power steering pump was on there, and we changed that out. We got new unit, new lines there. I still have to change the lines, and I'm gonna fit that in and try to do that live in front of you guys as well. But right now, I wanted to make sure this cylinder head engine mating surfaces was all good to go. And I'm really relieved, guys. It's like having 10 Christmases all at once that this thing isn't warped, you know. So what we're gonna do, as you can see, the one cylinder number 1 is right up here, guys. That's that top dead center compression stroke. Geez, you gotta come in with the negative comments, man. Well, I mean, what does that say about you if you're in here watching this stuff and saying negative stuff like that? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Some people, I don't know what's their problem. You know, there's plenty of other channels. If you don't like this kind of stuff, why are you in here saying hateful, negative stuff here, you know? Just uncalled for. That's okay. It goes on. We're not gonna cry about it. Here, okay, hang on. So this is inside of a doghouse. If you guys have ever been familiar with, like, this is like a cab over engine type style, uh, um, roughly, in like a smaller vehicle. So this is a doghouse. This is from the inside of the cabin of the van. So versus where a lot of these other vehicles traditionally have you accessing the engine only from the outside. So it's for me to get in here a little bit better, I just gotta get this way. And I think I can get you guys to see. Let's make sure I can see so I'm not pointing it in the sky or something. I'll just get it all in frame and make sure, and then we'll start going at this, and then we can know that okay, see, it's got to go over to the, okay. And don't mind this, these AC lines are really kind of annoying in the way. Not annoying when it's a hot day and you're driving there. All right, let's move on. This little wire whip's kind of dangling. Okay, yeah, I knew this stuff was all free. I took out a lot of stuff out of here. Get down any last remnants of this gasket. Then we're going to get in here with a nice fresh paper towel, wipe down the mating surface. Then we're going to check it with the feeler gauge and the true straight edge. And this cylinder had some carbon on it, and the power wash spray's kind of helping pretty good clean it. And when this is all said and done, after us doing this and cleaning it, we're going to wipe it down again. And then we're just going to wipe some Marvel Mystery Oil on a rag to keep this area free from corrosion while this is exposed and open. You could use fogging oil as well. I don't have fogging oil. I do have Marvel Mystery Oil just sitting around. And that'll be better than nothing, right? Better than WD-40 would be. I mean, you probably even use motor oil as well. All right, we're gonna try to wipe this down, and then we're gonna check to see if it's warped or not. A GPU. What's a GPU? Thanks for commenting, D Anu. I think I spelled your or said your name right, and if I didn't, I apologize. Thanks for tuning in and commenting, man. So we'll get this all clean so we can get this straight edge in. And it looks like I could fit the straight edge because this accessory mounting bracket and the power steering pump's out of the way. Otherwise, I don't think this thing would fit. And it's right here, we're gonna see. It's long, actually. So, and this is the spec for our feeler gauge. It's stamped on it. Let me try to get it to focus. Based on the Astro forums that I was going around on. Because I have the Haynes manual, and if you were tuned in yesterday, there we go. I was searching through the Haynes manual and didn't have this spec in it for some reason. There's tons of these engines out in the world, so there's a lot known about this stuff. So this is the specs I found based on a reputable source of information. So, and here we go. Here's our true straight edge that we're using for this task. All right, then let's get started on it. And we just did a huge victory for this because we just checked the cylinder head about 10 minutes ago in front of you guys, and it's good to go. It's just spec. It's not that feeler gauge isn't slipping past any spots. So hallelujah on that. That's a big win. I can live with that. Let's see if we can get this down here. And what's kind of neat is this area right here I'm touching. This is like a rubber type of sleeve cover type thing, so it's not gonna like damage my stuff. There we go. It's a tight fit, guys. Alright, now we got our feeler gauges. If I can keep it locked in position. Hang on, this thing's, I thought I had it good and it slipped. Let's get the size back out. I know exactly what size it was. And we just showed you guys. This little sleeve of these like key ring type thing is not that many in it. So here we go, I found it. And we got this made it as flat as possible. No, not fitting. It's looking good, guys, so far. I can't see. Okay. Yep. Okay. And this is tight, guys, so bear with me. It might look kind of sloppy, and it's kind of hard to work in this little tight confined space, so keep that in mind. Okay, everywhere it's sitting, it's flat, guys. This thing's good. And if you're just tuning in, I think that's good. That thing's good, I can tell. This thing didn't have a blown head gasket, you know, so just so you know, this was me doing this because I was already in there doing this intake manifold this way here, this valley, doing those gaskets again and changing the spider injector, which rests on top of that inside of a plastic upper intake manifold. So there's a lower intake manifold right here. It's metal. It's cast iron, I believe, the same materials as this engine block. And yeah, that's why I was already in here. See, you take all this stuff off and the head was still here. I'm like, well, I'm already this far, guys. Who knows what these head gaskets look like? I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace off some old guy, like last year. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go the extra step and do it while I'm here because it's this far to do it. So let's say the head gasket blew in the future. I'd still have to tear all this stuff out to do it anyway, you know? And while I'm there, it made a lot more sense to me. So I'm going to grab the Marble Mister Oil and wipe some on a rag and show you guys just to get this coated with the lubricant. Oh, I have it right here. And then we're going to set these feeler gauges and it's just true straight edges side. I'm going to put those back where they belong because I have a Precision Tools drawer in one of these toolboxes where I keep stuff like that, so it's not being banged up with hammers and impact wrenches and things like that. So let me grab a rag and we're gonna do this for you guys and show you how it's done. And then we're gonna clean up that intake manifold. So something worth mentioning to you guys is like those instruments I just put away. It may seem like a hassle to go and like try to put it back where it belongs, but stuff like that I can't really I don't want to chance it. Like if I leave that laying on the floor, I trip over, I stomp on it, and it's not to spec, and it's no good. You know, it turns into scrap metal, unfortunately. It's like taking your drive shaft out and using it as a baseball bat, and then reinstalling it. It's gonna be out of spec and all warped, and it's gonna cause super vibrations and rattle the teeth out of your head. So some of this stuff really you have to have due diligence with things like that. Not all this stuff, like hammers and stuff, that's, you know, not like that. So what I'm doing right now, I'll show you guys over here. This is just an extra step, just for peace of mind. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for earlier. I was thinking of when I got that, when we just did this engine block and cylinder head checking it for warpage. That's the peace of mind. That's exactly what I was thinking. Can't tell you, man. It's like having 20 birthdays and Christmases and anything that's awesome all at once. It's like, dude. So this is what we're using. It's Marvelous Steer Oil. We're just putting it on this clean rag, clean lint-free rag, piece of clothing we don't care about. And I'm gonna get it better in frame for you guys. I think that's good. Okay. So we're gonna get enough saturated on this so we can wipe down the inside of that block. Also, we'll take this over and wipe the bottom of the mating surface of the cylinder head as well, because it won't hurt. So let's carry that over. Let's cap this bottle off too, so we don't get environmental contamination. Here we go. It's right here. Environmental contamination in this stuff. You don't want random debris getting in anywhere. So this is what we got. We're gonna wipe it down real quick. Then we'll go over to the cylinder head and do that. Then we're gonna pull the intake manifold out of the kerosene it's been soaking in and scrub it. That's a good part of this procedure, guys. If you're just learning this kind of thing, having these parts super cleaned and free of corrosion is really beneficial. And you can see here, if let me see if you can see. Okay, you can. That's all paper towels lined up in what's called the valley right here. And that's to prevent like airborne contamination. And then stuff when I scraped the gasket off, it caught it. So it's not falling into the crankcase and getting into the engine internals and wreaking havoc on stuff. That stuff's not supposed to be in there, you know? So try to get that across. So we're trying to go across the whole surface area of any of this area where the gasket lines up, because this is normally hidden by the cylinder head being on top. I'll try to get it all nice and in there. And I went through already before, so this has some Marvel Mystery Oil in all these cylinders that are exposed already. Get down here, and then we'll move on to the cylinder head. So huge victory, guys. This thing's not warped. Cylinder head's not warped. So I didn't turn it into scrap metal or have to take it to the machine shop at the very least. So let's move over to the cylinder head. All right, we're going to add some more of this Marvel Mystery Oil to the rag here. Get it in good frame for you guys. There we go, that's better. Just a clean, lint-free rag. I don't care about this is being used. And this is the Marvel Mystery Oil. Just to prevent flash rust. This would be way more important. I'm in Colorado. It's like a desert area. So the rust isn't nearly as bad here as, like, say, somewhere where it rains all the time and it's constantly humid. Okay, that's plenty. You see it. Then this is going to get coated on here. Just for when it's sitting. And also take another step. I could take like a nice clean plastic bag. I think I will right in front of you guys, because this is going to be sitting until we can get the new valves. Because we found out that the valve seating surface doesn't have pitting, but the valve itself does. So, oh, here's the valve. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Some pitting, which means material is missing. Like the metal's eating away a little bit. And valves aren't really that expensive. I priced it out. That's going to get taken care of. So what we're going to do to remedy that is we're just going to get a new set of valves for the whole thing, which is like less than $100 for the whole thing. It's a peace of mind thing. These things got their use. That's okay. It's good to know that since we're there. Yeah, you can see it pretty good right now. It's about like 80% of the circumference of this rim, this chamfered seating area of the valve. So good to know that. Now I'm learning stuff by doing that as well. Okay, this is nice and wiped down. I'm going to grab a plastic bag and wrap this up. It's the same thing I did to this. This is for like the air box with your mass airflow sensor and all your critical type of things. They just put in plastic bags because it gets dusty here. And that can make your mass airflow sensor get all haywire. And to prevent that, we just do that. Keep it airtight. We're going to wrap this up. And then we're going to get into the intake manifold here in the kerosene tank. size bag. This will work. Just to make it easier, I'm gonna rest it across the top of it, and then just wrap it underneath. I thought about putting it like over it, but I think that doesn't really make sense. It's just kind of less stress doing it this way. This is fine. I don't have windstorms going on in my garage, so I think we're good on that. So here we go. Let's get you in position to see this. Get you closer. Okay, so here's the homemade contraption. It's just a tote from Home Depot and kerosene from Walmart Camping Center, and it's a makeshift parts washer, you know. So this has been sitting in here for a day. This is the intake manifold I was talking about. And honestly, I think we'll pull this out and we'll use that power wash spray, because that seems to be actually doing stuff compared to the kerosene, honestly. This helps to break it up, but there's spots right here on the cylinder head yesterday that the carbon wasn't getting touched by the kerosene, but the power wash, like in 5 minutes, it was dissolving stuff that wasn't even getting touched by kerosene. So for what that's worth. So we can take this out and drain it and set it on this cardboard and start scrubbing it. And then here's the power steering bracket as well, slash AC compressor bracket. And I'm wearing these gloves because this stuff will like make you have like contact dermatitis and burn your hands if you let it sit on your hands too long. So just use caution about using that kind of thing. Then we're going to close this so it doesn't just evaporate and gas up the garage. And I do have a door open as well for ventilation. I'm going to switch these out and grab the power wash spray. Oh, here we go. Here's my other light. This helps a lot. I'll point you guys over here. So let me get these things out of the way. So that cylinder head's all nice and tucked away until nice. East Tennessee, man. Where am I from? I'm from Colorado. I don't know about you guys else in the comments, but thanks for commenting. Tennessee sounds cool, man. I haven't been there before. We'll get you guys over here. So this is the intake manifold. Lower intake manifold. There's an upper as well. This one that's the lower is I believe cast iron, like the block. Feels the same girth and heaviness and properties. So grabbing the power wash spray and we're going to scrub this. And you'll see, I think it's going to come out really close to squeaky clean from this power wash spray. I got a lot of faith in it. Let's see. Here we go. Nice, man. That's a square body, right? That thing must be awesome, man. So this is this cleaner. This stuff works awesome, guys. I'm telling you. I learned this yesterday from one of the viewers in here. He recommended that. And these zero scratch pads and this. And man, that's a winning combo, guys. It kind of dissolve anything. I took the thermostat out of here yesterday before I soaked it in the kerosene. Okay. Get the scrub brush. Yeah, we'll go back over it and we clean off the remnants of this cleaner as well. And I have another brush here. Here it is. To get into these areas. The intake runners. Let's see what the bottom's like. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's been sitting in the kerosene with this end for over a day. So let's put some of this cleaner here too. Some of the parts that had a little bit of issues was these runners here for the intakes on this side and this side were clogged with like gunk. I was like chiseling gunk out with a little screwdriver. So it's good that this was off so we could take care of that. And we're running this brush through. Let me move this up higher. This is like barely in frame for you guys. One moment. Look at that stuff that's coming out of there. Yuck. Let's try that. Get the light in better. Okay. This is on cardboard. I'm not scuffing it up on the concrete floor. Just try to have everything nice and padded so this stuff doesn't get all marred and scarred and beat up. And this is like a soft brush too. This isn't a super abrasive. It's really soft. So we're not taking chunks of metal out. Wow, stuff's coming out of here, guys. This is gross. Let's see, this is the main event right here. Because this passage goes right here to the thermostat, which is the housings right here for the thermostat. And then these little hose fittings, they hook up to the hoses that go to the water pump right off the front of the engine. So real important that this stuff's not obstructed. Help this engine run efficient and cooler. Probably get better fuel economy. Better throttle response. Just better all around when this stuff's cleaned like it's supposed to be. Okay, this runner, not as much free travel because you have these valves and such in there. Okay, that's old gasket material. And these runners. This stuff's really important as well. Also is these meeting surfaces. You see this old gasket still to get at. We got a fresh pack of razor blades to get that too. So it's not an issue. Just making sure you comb over it and do a good job, you know. We're not trying to race through this. Because like I like to be able to drive this again real soon too. And it's gonna be soon. Well, I want it to be done right so I don't have to tear this open again, you know. And these are the intake, these are the breather runners for your air coming in to mix with the fuel in the combustion chamber. So with the carbon out of here, this has a better chance of breathing. Whereas before, it's like drinking through like a Burger King straw that you flattened, and you're trying to suck your drink through it, and it's not going very well. Getting this obstructions out of here really gives back the power that it was being robbed of by having this debris in here. It's got some nasty gunk coming out. And then right here is where your distributor comes in to mate up with your camshaft and your oil pump. Real important. Let's see if we can get this part cleaner. And it starts working at it right away. Because you can see the discoloration of the foam starting to turn brownish. We'll go at it with it. Oh wow, that's coming right off, guys. Oh wow, I didn't think I'd be able to get this thing looking this good so far, and it's not even close to being done, but it's looking better already. Let's move this back and lay it flat carefully. I don't want to beat this up or break it. Here we go. We don't got to be stingy on the soap. We want this done good, you know? Good job done. Alright, here we go. That dissolve that stuff. Like I said, you can really tell it's working because it's turning it all a different color. It's actually dissolving. All those years of grime and scum, you know. And just these little nooks and crannies kind of thing, kind of a little more effort in those. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It would be nice to be perfect. So we barely even put much effort into it so far. So I think this is going to get even better the more I do more on this. Just keep going at it. And it smells a whole lot better than smelling kerosene, guys. I'm telling you. Smells like I'm doing my dishes. And quick, careful attention to these areas. Well, all this stuff is mating areas. Your intake manifold gaskets go here. That mate up to the valley part of the block. Well, this part mates up with your cylinder head like we just saw. Yeah, this part's the cylinder head. Cylinder head's right over here. So, real key thing to make sure those are nice and clean and free of old gasket material and grime and debris. So your gasket seating, well, also, oh, that's what I was going to say. It's through here is where RTV silicone gets put to mate up the areas with the intake manifold gaskets. And also around the rings, according to the Haynes manual, there's this, I can't remember the diameter of the bead. I'm going to look at the service information when I do this and not just wing it off the top of my head. But it calls for the RTV around these, along with the gasket, to the prescribed amounts that the service information entails within it. So just something you want to make sure if you're doing this and want to do it done right, and you don't want to get in there and have to do it again. So let's see what this looks. Wow. That's nuts, guys. Wow. I really wasn't expecting it to come out that clean. Man, if I had a second dishwasher, or if the wife was okay with it, I'd put this in the dishwasher with that detergent. But I wouldn't be on her good side doing that. Or if I had just another dishwasher in the garage to run this in. Sometimes you can get stuff off Facebook Marketplace like that, where people are moving in a hurry. You can get stuff that's pretty much new. You get like a dishwasher, and you have one for the garage, right? Be a nice dream. If the garage was bigger, I think I would actually seriously consider it. This garage isn't really big enough for stuff like that, unfortunately. Wow, guys. We'll hit it again in these dirty spots. And then we'll start working on these runners more. Man, I'm amazed, guys. This stuff's for the win, man. I was almost going to get the Apple scent when I was there. And then I saw that they had the heavy duty kind. I'm like, really? I'm going to try that. Amazing. Look, you can see it already doing its thing. It's dissolving the crud. So my mind's blown. I just learned that getting that Dawn power wash stuff yesterday, because somebody was watching me do it with the Scotch Brights and WD-40 to clean stuff, which worked pretty good. But this actually works better. It smells better too. This works a million times better. I am I kidding? That dude knows his stuff, man. I appreciate it for him telling me that. You know. Wow, this spot right here came out really good. I'll try to get it in focus. Towards the top, look at that. Looks like it just came right out of the factory in that particular area. Not this area, but oh, wow. I'm just like stunned. And man, I feel like doing 10 backflips if I was capable. Because the cylinder head and the engine block, they're not out of spec. We just checked that earlier in the stream, and I'm so thankful. So stressed out, guys, just thinking about it every day. I'm like, oh man, I know that thing's gotta be, it's warped, it's gotta be. Like, it's just me working on it. There's no way it could come out right. But I guess it's okay. I'm getting these runners, let that soak a bit too. I know I use regular Dawn soap on my hands, and a lot of times I'll have to shower with it when I get really nasty from the working on cars, grime and grease. And anything on this channel, I'm not sponsored by anything. I sponsored myself. I bought this stuff with my own money. So I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. It's just what I use. If you like what you see, then that's cool. I'm not making any money off showing stuff and things on here. Well, thanks to the comment, Total Tech. Wow, look at that, guys. Okay. I was like, man, we got another troll in here. There's some other troll earlier saying real nasty, hateful stuff about Astro vans. And I was like, come on, man, why are you even in here saying that stuff if you don't like what you see? You just felt compelled to come in for some reason. Just to try to get me going or something. But I'm just gonna, like, hide your comments and stuff, man. I'm not here to argue with people, man. You need to go hang out with like younger folks that like that kind of thing if that's your thing. Thanks, man. You do? Do you have any, or you're just interested in them? I've wanted one of these for so long, guys. I used to live in the New York, upstate New York Rust Belt for 30 years, and everything's either these are priced out ridiculously high because they're all rusty, and if you want one that's not rusty, then you got to pay through the nose for it, or you got to come out here like in Colorado where I've been the last 6 years where you can get this kind of stuff where it's not destroyed by the road salt. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, dude. Oh, Chevy Express. Julian Garcia, thanks for commenting, man. Like the kind words, man. I appreciate it. Try to keep things positive and, you know, not being negative and mean people, you know. Yeah, so this is out of the Chevy Astro. See if these runners, if we can get the camera to be a little bit better, closer. Remember, this stuff's live, guys. Sometimes I say stuff that doesn't make sense because I'm trying to think at the spur of the moment. So, for what it's worth, I don't sit there and write a script of what to say when I do these. Right, man? That's what I'm saying, man. I hope this helps you guys. I hope it does. I had no clue. This stuff, just... Right, brother? I'm like heavy duty. I'm like, okay. I know my wife always liked it when we used to get it a few years ago when it came out, or when I figured out it came out. I don't know how long it's been out. But I used to get the Apple stuff, and it worked a million times better than what the regular Dawn did. So when I saw the comment the other day of, wow, dude, that was nasty. Like, so super nasty, guys. This was like chunks of earwax, like sludge from the coolant passages. Sorry, I was talking about something else, but yeah, brother, right? The Dawn, this stuff's like super concentrated or something, and whatever is in it that's doing the thing is doing it good. Dude, this looks like factory new almost, just about, of cleanness. Like, I'm amazed. And this makes the job so much faster to clean up, and you're not having to smelly degreasers and nasty solvents like breathing it in and ventilating out in your workspace. This smells like I'm doing the dishes, guys. Oh wow, that's coming out through the clean metal. No way, dude. I didn't even scrub it yet. I just rubbed that rag on it. It's amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, just so you know, the antifreeze stuff there. Yeah, I don't put Dexcool in this. This thing got flushed out of Dexcool. Didn't have Dexcool when I got it either. Somebody had some sense to put the green stuff in it. So try to, if you got these vehicles with that deck school, either try to stay on top of keeping it fresh and following the instructions to your service information, or switch it to green. And make sure you get every last remnant spec of that deck cool stuff out. And don't ever mix your coolants. I'm sure a lot of you guys know all this stuff I'm saying, but if you don't, uh, trying to spread the knowledge. I'll show the van. Yeah, I can. I'll show you the van. Let me do a little bit more on this and I'll stand up and I'll show you it. It's all a work in progress right now, torn apart right in here. But since you asked, I can show you. Right? Yeah, dude. Can you imagine putting this on and then like your engine block that's already all taken off and put on an engine stand, or it's on the and all the accessories are all taken off, and you spray it down with this and let it soak a little bit, then pressure wash it. It's gonna, cause look at this, guys. I didn't think this was gonna come out. I mean, yeah, we got the parts, the little nooks and crannies, but that's minor details. That a little more elbow grease and that's out. This stuff does all the work for you, basically. It's like a cheat code. That dude is smart, man, who told me that yesterday. Or the day before yesterday. But yeah, I didn't forget. I will show you the van. We'll just go through and get this cleaned off a bit more. Yeah, man, because you don't gotta use those stinky degreasers, and they don't even work as good either. That's the whole thing that's crazy about it all. That stuff doesn't even work as good. Not even close to as good. I'm glad it's not just me seeing that. I'm like, is it just me? Or is this stuff working really, really good? We're gonna spin it this way. Meanwhile, making sure it's on the cardboard so we don't damage anything. Just cord out of here. Okay, let's get the light on it and see. Okay, this is before Dawn dish soap spray. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. It warms my heart. Those kind words, man. Yeah, I'm glad that helps you, because this is gonna be so much better for detailing engine bays and just cleaning parts and junk. This stuff's working better than the kerosene. I bought this tote thinking this is the end all be all with the kerosene putting it in. I'm like, okay, this is good. Here I am using Dawn power spray after I put it in kerosene, you know. And this isn't making me all gassed out and gonna like lose brain cells like working with kerosene would. Yeah, I had no clue that this power wash stuff really worked this good. I knew it worked good for pots and pans, but I didn't know about the heavy duty edition, you know. And this smells good, guys. This does. It's like a kitchen's, I don't dish soap type smell, like a good air freshener. And it's not like a chemically smell that makes you have like an allergic reaction either. Because I kind of got allergy issues with some stuff, but this isn't bothering me, guys. Like certain perfumes and stuff will kind of get me having allergy weirdness, but not this stuff. I'm not really allergic to much stuff either, so. But just the chemical fumes is noxious, man. Oh, sorry, I just saw your comment, man. I'm not ignoring you guys. All right, we got a viewer. Yo said, I just got here and heard something about not mixing coolant. Could you please explain? Yeah.
If you weren't aware, these vehicles, when you use coolant, whatever is already in it, you want to make exactly sure, first and foremost, that it's the right type that's supposed to be in it. And secondly, um, it's the right like type and color, because these kinds don't mix at all. What could happen is it degrades, and it makes the compounds that are inside of these coolants, they're not compatible. So basically, it could cause like corrosion and premature wear, like um, the, the 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 metal parts and things inside your engine. They they just having different coolants and mixing things doesn't make it better, is what I'm trying to say. Um, I think if you like took the time, if you like to kind of Google it and like type in like mixing coolants, can I like write something like, can I mix uh, my antifreeze in my car with a different type? And there's gonna be like a ton of information about it, better than I could explain right here, just off the cuff, if you want to know more about that. But really important not to do that. And to make sure you use 50/50 coolant mix. 50%, either you could buy it already pre-made, or you're going to have 50%, um, oh, sorry, you're going to have concentrate, like what's sitting here. You're going to get distilled water to mix with it. And you don't want to add anything like tap water or anything besides distilled water, because it has minerals in it that can cause electrolysis type stuff inside your engine, where it can kind of like anode and cathode type stuff with like rust. It can cause premature like your engine like corroding on the inside because of the metal conductivity going through the minerals inside of the tap water that you put in it. So really important thing to know. And you won't see that type of problems right away, more than likely, if you did put tap water in it. But over time, um, it's more noticeable, and it's just something good to know, so you don't do it in the first place. If you're aware of it, that way, if you know that, then you know what not to do. A lot of little things like that about this stuff, but once you know, it's not a big deal. Okay, man, this is coming out clean. This area right here was really gross. Hit it again a little bit more with this. And the thing is, I still have a ton of this left. I've been spraying it like crazy. It's barely even down. We did the engine block surface and the cylinder head. And I did some of it on the cylinder head yesterday as well. We'll spray down a little bit more. And yeah, and then we'll take a look at the van as requested. We'll let it soak a little bit, and I'll show you guys the van. This area right here is yeah, it's a 4.3 lower intake off my 05 Astro van that's sitting right here behind me. 1 second, I seen your other comment. I'm gonna respond. I'm from Australia, and here some cars have to use pink/red mainly. Looks pink, and when you take the radiator cap off, it goes like a powder, but can't run the good old green coolant. Do you have this? Yeah, there's stuff that have like I'm not planning on porting it. I'm just cleaning it out. Thanks for commenting and asking though. Pops 355. Appreciate comments, you know. So as our requested by our fellow viewer here, Julian, I'll show you guys the van. But right before I do that, take a look at that. I just put the power spray wash on there again. and it's lifting up this debris. It's turning brownish like right away. All right, we're gonna show you the van. So, okay, good to know. Also, if you haven't been able to take a time to keep go through and actually like drain the old coolant out, and you can get like a garden hose. What I do is I go through with a garden hose with light pressure, not super high pressure, and I 1 second, I'm just gonna plug this light in. It died. I go through with the garden hose through the block, and I'll run it until it comes out clear. Then I'll have a bunch of gallons of distilled water to run through that area where the hose was to flush out all that mineral type water that's in from the tap water, just to be safe. So I'm going to show you guys this side. It's got the 4-inch lift in it from Journey's Off-Road, and it gets a total of 4 because I put new leaf springs in the back, and I swapped out the old leaf springs for 1,400 pound rated ones instead of the ones that were 900 pounds that were like flat as a board, that were worn out. So yeah, if you can, go ahead and flush out your old coolant, and be careful working on the radiator and things like that, because if you bump into it too hard, and it doesn't take much effort, and it can start leaking. It's not meant for somebody to beat on it or bump into it. I'll show you guys the side here. It looks nicer when it's parked outside and it's got everything going so it can run, but just so you get a good idea of it. It's got 29-inch tires. They're 235 by 70 by R16 rim size tires. The paint, it's like a gray. I'm not sure what the actual factory name for it is. This is the last year they made the Astro vans. This is an 05 model. They made them from 85 to 05. And a lot of people think there's just two, what do you call it? Hang on, let me get the door open here so you can see better. They think there's just 2 generations of it. There's actually a 3rd generation that has some extra tweaks to it. And this one would be considered a 3rd generation. Because this, from 03 to 05, they put disc brakes in the back. Anything from 02 to 85, they had drum brakes in the back. So that's my truck there. And there's the Blazer we got a couple weeks ago. That needs head gaskets like this Astro does. Or that thing actually has a blown head gasket though. I got that for $300 off a marketplace, and that's going to be a project here. It doesn't need a whole lot. And this is my van, the back side of it. So I'll show you the leaf spring setup I was talking about. So I swapped these out from yeah, thanks for commenting. Nice. These are Rough Country style U-bolts, a brand name, and it's converted from these old clamshells for the leaf springs, because these leaf springs had an extra stack of leaves on it compared to the ones that it came with. And it's got that Rough Stuff Specialties there, brand name. It's called that big U-bolt plate on top. That's addition as well. And it's got the extended bump stops, that big rubber looking thing from Journey's Off-Road. I just changed the fuel pump in this like a month ago. I made videos on it to a fresh GM genuine fuel pump. I dropped it in the driveway using like my transmission jack and 2 regular jacks and a jack stand to have all the leverage to do it. So, oh yeah, this has extended shackle here. So that's how it's getting the extra 3 inches from the actual lift bracket, and then another inch from that leaf spring. So it's like, it's 4, might even be a little over 4 by a smidgen. So, and then back to the exhaust or the intake manifold and the head gasket stuff. That air compressor there, that's gonna do shop air for. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is Colorado, so it's pretty good shape. So that air compressor, we're gonna have shop air hooked to it. So when we finally go to get the mating surfaces ready for the head gasket and intake manifold, we're gonna blow it out with shop air. Probably go through it first with the vacuum cleaner to get any like debris up. Big Fitty, brother, how the heck are you doing, dude? I haven't heard from you in like a month. How's it going, man? I was just talking to Mayo the other day on his live stream. Man, how are you doing, man? I'm still waiting to see those videos you put out about that 97 Buick Riviera you got that's supercharged, man. I've been anxious. Nice, man. How's the racing going? So yeah, the air compressor, that's going to be important for that stuff. But I'll show you guys the Blazer real quick also. I don't know, Big Fitty, you seen my Blazer, man? I got this for 300 bucks off a marketplace like a month ago. It just needs head gaskets and some more maintenance stuff. It's good to hear. It's a 4-door too, so the kids and the wife can fit in it. I'm planning on making it a second vehicle for the wife. You know, for 300 bucks, you can't really go wrong. It came from Kansas. Only like barely like 202,000 or 201,000. They blew the head gasket, they think, like 8 years ago, and they had it just sitting, and they didn't want to part with it. They were worried that whoever bought it was going to trash it or scrap it. I was like, no, man, I'm going to put it on the channel. It's 4-wheel drive. It's got the 4.3. Pretty much everything's pretty good, decent shape. It's been sitting like a tie. Yeah, dude. Right on. If I can get, I'll show you these tires. Since I have a Wi-Fi extender, I think I can do it. These tires were shot on this side. Yeah, it is, dude. It is. Like pretty much all the same part numbers for this stuff, like the spider ejector and everything was the same part number. This tire is shot, dude. This tire is bad. It's like been sitting, and like you can, there's spots I think where I could stick my finger through the tire where it's been sitting, cooking in the sun. I have the keys and stuff for it. I mean, yeah, I'll grab the keys out. I'll show you guys the engine of it if you're curious. Just because that intake manifold is just marinating in that cleaner, the dishwasher spray right here. So I'll grab the keys and I'll show you the Blazer. Oh, here it is. All right, let's go take a look. I've been curious to mess around with the Blazer for recently as well. So I did a few shorts on it when I first got it, but I've been planning to make more content. I just been busy with the Astro. And dude, if you see the short I made about it where the cigarette was dangling from the engine bay from whoever owned this, somebody smoked like crazy. And they had a cigarette. It's probably still there. And we towed it home. I think it pops open. The cigarette was dangling there the whole time. Okay. So it looks like, I think it only had like maybe one. I don't see it wet on this other side. But it looks like this side, probably this cylinder's passenger side bank, had the head gasket go on it, because she said she had coolant come up from the top of the engine, and she turned it off all right away. Yeah, it's got a good title. It's still titled to Kansas, I guess, and I got a title for it. Let me put the prop rod in. I can talk about it a little more. Yeah, I mean, $300, guys. And it warmed my heart because I used to have a 97 S10, and I ended up selling it for $300 because we lived at an apartment, and the landlord kept giving me a hard time about it. So I ended up parting ways with it for the same amount that I got this for $300, and that was only a regular cab with a 4-cylinder, and this has 4 doors, right? Yeah, right, Big Fitty? Yeah, you're right, 329 too. I love the S10 Blazers too, brother. I just rambling a lot. I forget to check comments too. I do check them, guys. I'm not just ignoring you and not like that. As long as it's something intelligent and not some like troll stuff. I don't seem to really have many people talk troll stuff here. Most of you guys seem level-headed and mature and actually like the same kind of thing. Right, brother? $300. It's basically was giving it away. It's all there in here. I had a sheet with it. It said that the catalytic converter might be missing, but I don't think it is, because I think that's what they bought it from. I could take a look. I think the cats are... Oh, wow. I'd have to, like, jack it up. This thing's not lifted like the van, guys. Not yet. I'm thinking about lifting it. I don't know. I was thinking about turboing this thing, too. So it looks like it just needs the cylinder head. It's done. Basically anything, basically all the same stuff the van's getting, this thing's gonna have to get, just to be reliable, you know. But what I was saying about this was the S10. I had the it was two-wheel drive, and it was a 5-speed stick with the 4-cylinder, and I didn't have the kids then. So now that they got this thing for $300, you know, it's like my prayers are answered, man. I got a back seat for the kids space, and this has more power with the it's being 4-wheel drive and 4-cylinder, man, or no, 6-cylinder V6, sorry. And it still has oil in it. They topped it off, I guess, just to store it for a while. I think you guys can see that. So obviously that's going to get changed out before I try to turn over. And I guess what the lady said was she freaked out and saw the coolant coming out of it, and she panicked and turned it off all quick because she knew better, because her husband was a mechanic at the time, I guess. And she said she let it sit for a day, came back. Right, brother? I think God works in mysterious ways like that. It's so awesome. This is like way more awesome than the S10 I had was. Train of thought here. She said she let it sit, and coolant got on the belt, because she said it when she started it back up, the belts, when these belts get coolant on them, and antifreeze or oil, any contaminants, this thing will stretch the belt. I did it by accident on the Astro, so that's how I know. You'll ruin a completely new belt. So she said when she started it back up to put it on the flatbed, she ended up, it started right up, but the belt was freaking out, and the tensioners and stuff were shaking because the belt stretched. And I was telling her about that. So something to know about that. Also, this thing, it must have just been like one bank of the cylinder head or something, because it had enough compression still with the head gasket going in it to start up and drive onto the ramp truck to tow it where it sat for the last 8 years. And it looks like we got something going on with some kind of leak here, if you guys can see that. This looks like the brake ABS module type of thing, I'm assuming, unless you guys unless I'm wrong. Dude, this looks like Candyland compared to working on the Astro engine bay. It's like all right here, guys. Like I can reach from standing here all the way to the heater core valve hoses. It's got AC. It's equipped with AC. It looks like they put a cheapo made in China. This is the filter dry, I think. That's the name of it. Then you got your blower motor. So everything's right there, guys. And yeah, like you were saying, Big Fitty, this is the same engine as our Astro, you know. Ignition coil module and ignition coil all right here. And for the van, I got that stuff new, ready to go into the van. All the stuff on top is all new for the van that I got. One of the big differences in this one is this has an EGR for the 98 model. And I don't think the 05, I know the 05 doesn't have it. And this thing, I think, doesn't have a tensioner either for the timing chain and the timing chain sprockets. So, pretty simple too. Dude, this thing looks like it's so much easier to get to everything. Like, telling you guys. And then they wrote in some information where the spark plugs they like to use. It needs a battery, the lady told me. So that's not a big deal. They gave me the old one as a core, so I can get a little off on the new battery when I go to get it. Still got some factory tags here for your belt routing and information. And then the serpentine belt part number that they like to use. So it's all really there, guys. It's pretty sweet. And I'll show you the interior. I think you can get the keep on getting like sidetracked. I'll show you the interior. And it even came with this dash mat, guys. They had this in here. It needs a knob for the HVAC vent doohickeys. I added this windshield reflector thing to put in this for sitting out here in the hot sun. Ideally, I'd like to have more garage space to save all these, you know, put them in there. I'll show you the back seat. If I can find the lock, but okay, here it is. A little different than the other vehicles. So the car you picked up 2 days ago had a mad misfire. Timing chain has stretched, so I checked the plugs. One plug wasn't gapped at all. Wow, so that's all it needed. It wasn't actually anything to do with the timing, was it? Sometimes you can get a good deal like that. That's awesome, man. Big high five for that, brother. That's awesome. So this thing looks really nice, man, for $300. You'd think the seats would have missing like gaping holes and stuff, especially this being somebody who chain smoked that owned it. And I think I can get from like Summit or any of those places online, you can get the replacement wheel wells for the rear on this. They had a little bit of a rust issue, but underneath it, it's all nice. They must use a little bit of salt there in Kansas. I know Nebraska does. I've seen some stuff come out of Nebraska, and that's kind of rusty. Like slightly rusty to like extremely rusty, depending on which part of Nebraska you're coming from. And this thing, I'm gonna end up using the fuel pump itself when I get the battery. I'm gonna go through the fuel rail, and I'm gonna pump out all the old fuel through there as much as I can before I put new fuel in it. And it saves you dropping the tank to get the old fuel out. It's a little trick we learned. It's just a good thing to know. And this thing looks decent, guys. It'd be good for the family. In the trunk, I'm pretty sure I just need a battery to be able to open it. And I think there's an override like the emergency opener thing from the inside, where you can get like a piece of string and loop it around through the back and open it without the battery being in it as well. So this is what it looks like from farther back. Yeah, man, so they let it go for basically scrap metal price when it just needed a spark plug to be gapped, huh? Yeah, see, you can see it came from Lubbers in Cheney, Kansas, I guess, back in the day, however long ago, once upon a time. Now it's got a happy ending here at Tim Smitty's garage. We'll get this thing going good. And it's kind of cool. It's got the leaf spring set up just like the Astro does. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's the same really similar parts, engine and drivetrain as the Astro is. I'll see what size tires these are for stock. I'm not sure if these are stock size. I know one of the tires said it was from 2011. Thanks, Jamal. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got more stuff on this channel than just Astro stuff. The main event right now is getting through the Astro stuff so we can get working on this Blazer and then the 98 Expedition as well. Because we got to do a front end rebuild of the suspension components on the Expedition. That's what's next in line after we get this van out of the garage. But okay, here's our... So they had light truck tires here, if you guys can see. Let me get... right here. You see it says LT, that means light truck. In the beginning of the... It means it's got like a 10-ply sidewall, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then 235 by 75 by R15, so they're 15-inch rims. Unfortunately, they're not the same size rims as the Astro, because the newer Astro from 03 to 05, they switched from a 15-inch rim to a 16-inch rim, and they went from a 5-bolt, like, I don't know what this one is. Let's see if we can get it off. 5-bolt to a 6-bolt on those Astros. So anything before that is 5-bolt. Oh, it's just barely. Hang on, I got a key to poke it. Oh, it's actually in there good. I got a pry bar sitting in the garage. I'm kind of curious. I think these are 5-bolt. I was messing with the exhaust muffler when I had to loosen the exhaust. So here's our pry bar. This will do it. Oh, it is 5. But I want to see what this looks like anyway. See how it comes off, if it's not boogered up. Because you never know until you know, right? I put electrical tape on the end because I was messing with the stuff. We're going to get it. I'm just going to stab it in there and get it. Like, carefully. Ah, dang it. This is the stuff that you see when we can't get a chance to edit all of it. I got some stuff right here. Here we go. This one should fit. I mean, in this thing's defense, it's good that it's nice and tight in there, so I'm not worried about this thing falling off while I'm cruising down the road. Yep. And they look like possibly 19 or 18 or 17. They don't look that big. Nice rims though. These are factory like alloys. Smaller fathead. Yeah, I do. Luckily I got this. This barely fit. Good advice. Thanks for commenting that. So that's good. So, I mean, for 300 bucks, guys, come on. It's not. I'll put that back on after. That's okay. Need 2 hands to do it. It's in there good. It don't look like it is. Let's see the coolant actually in this. I didn't actually mess around with that. And it looks like a OEM style cap. I don't know what that wire was from. Here we go. Let me set this down and take this glove off. It's slipping. There we go. Curious to see if this has Dex Cool in it still or not. So this thing leaked a lot of coolant or something. I could probably yell in there and echo. There's an overflow here. Let's see if the overflow has a. According to the lady, I have seen it happen where you can have just one bank leak before the other one goes. And if the one bank leaked or started going, it means the other bank isn't far behind. And my guess, this looks gross, guys. I think there's a smidgen of it's like brown sludge looking stuff. It might actually might have had Gexcool in here, guys. It's not confirmed though, because I can't really tell. And the dipstick doesn't, I don't know if they drained the dipstick. Yeah, I don't know if they drained the dipstick because when I checked the dipstick here, I'll show you, it doesn't have the milkshake on it. It's like either they drained it out or it didn't leak into the combustion crankcase. Sorry, the crankcase rather. So I mean, it's got looks like actual resembles oil, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I'm really surprised. This doesn't even have a trace of like liquid on it. Like what is going on? I mean and it looks like it. I guess they said in a paper. I made a short on it. There's a piece of paper with like all the stuff that this thing had for issues. I guess they had some mechanic go through it back in Kansas. Hang on. That takes 2 hands for this thing. We have a lot of tension on it. One moment. Okay. Just want it sealed up so we don't get critters getting in it or something. Get it to fall down on there and then push in and turn until it bottoms out all the way. Okay. I think, yeah, that's on. Okay. Just want to make sure. Sometimes that little second check or third check, sometimes things aren't seated all the way and then things aren't pressurized. But this ain't going nowhere for a bit anyway. I mean, I could refreshen up the emblems too. It's got the tow hooks in the front. That's kind of cool. I mean, for 300 bucks, guys, I mean, it's pretty hard to beat it. It's equipped with AC. Alright. I guess we could head back in to keep cleaning up that intake manifold some. Oh, this is my truck, guys. It's got a terrible paint job. The thing was black, but it's super hot here in Colorado, so I just rattle canned it, just whatever. It's going to need a clutch coming up here, and it's going to need a head gasket job as well. It has the 305 liter in it. It's a 98 Chevy K1500. It's a 5-speed stick and a 4-wheel drive. I did a whole front end rebuild on it last summer. The front end suspension. It's got a new steering gearbox, new power steering pump, tie rods, ball joints, upper and lower control arm bushings, the whole works. So it rides really nice now. So right now we were just looking at the 98 Blazer that I got for $300 off of Marketplace about a month ago. Needing head gaskets. So that's the project coming up. Right now the main event's going on. Here's this Astro. We got to get that head gasket job finished, and along with intake manifolds and spider injectors. All the parts are just about there. We got to get new valves for it because we found out the valves had pitting in it and the exhaust valve. So we're just going to go through and get a whole new valve set of valves for it, intake and exhaust. And then this is going to be coming up here on the channel, the 98 Expedition. This is going to get a front end suspension rebuild. Tie rods, ball joints. Anything it needs, we're in there, we're going to change it. Upper and lower control arm bushings. It's pretty good. It's got the V8 5.4. So I do have other stuff other than Chevys on the channel too sometimes. I'm not really biased towards most, like, I pretty much love most vehicles. There's certain quirks and things about them that might suck, but there's other things that are cool. Some things. I mean, this thing has the limited slip differential in it. My truck here doesn't have that. So kind of neat. They're all everything we have here is 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, because the weather gets real bad in the winter time here, guys. All right, so I'm gonna shut the Blazer up and I'll go in and we'll go in and start scrubbing that intake manifold. But yeah, I guess I'll show you in here. I didn't show it very much. This is the Blazer. It's got the push button 4-wheel drive. They got there's the old battery I can swap out for get the core charge off the new battery I buy. So at least I can do that. This I had to like taped in. So we'll have to figure out how a good way to get that secured. Oh, nice. Yeah, these projects are coming up. It's like the thing I keep finding when I'm doing stuff like on the van right now. I wasn't anticipating the valves needing to be changed out. So that gets pushed forward a little bit, but that's okay. I know it's getting done right, you know. So with the valves being changed out, it'll be like running really good in theory. So yeah, it looks like they were kind of rough with stuff in here. I just see I gotta get some new knobs for this radio. I guess you can still turn it. It's not so stiff that you need vice grips on it. This needs a knob. And that's gonna get boogered up putting vice grips on it. I'm pretty sure you can find those. CD deck, I don't know. I don't even have any CDs anymore. I used to when I lived in New York. Something weird that the lady told me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen something weird like this. So to start the engine with the key in the ignition, you'd put the key in like you do, you know. Oh, hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by and commenting. Some shop, hack shop, she wasn't happy about it. They put in this has to be switched up for the ignition to be powered. I don't know what they were smoking, thinking that was cool, or who okayed that, but I guess to get power to the dash, you have to have that switch turned on. I'm assuming for the dash, I haven't actually had a battery in it yet, so bear that in mind. Maybe they had this switched up to the fuel pump. Maybe that's the fuel pump circuit. We'll find out once we put the battery in it, right? I don't even think this battery has enough charge to just try to run it with a charger on it to get the dash lit up so I can see. That battery's been sitting there a hot minute. That's from 2016 date code. January 2016, so just about pushing 10 years. And when they sit there, they just discharge, and there's they won't even hold charge. So hopefully, she said the 4-wheel drive and such. All 3, okay. Thanks, man. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, hopefully the 4-wheel drive works on this. So you're off to bed, brother. 3 a.m. Cheers. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in from Australia, man. That's awesome. I know you guys like cars down there too. That makes me feel good. Hopefully we catch you more in the future comments. And, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it, sir. Have a good night, you. Okay, so thanks, man. You think the car looks nice? Yeah, dude, I bought this thing for $300 off a marketplace about a month ago. I had to jump on it quick. There's dudes commenting in the comments on it, and I just straight up private messaged about it. Just told them I'm gonna pay him $300 what they wanted for it. The other guy was probably trying to lowball, is my assumption. So we ended up getting it for $300. Has the keys. And I bet you if we got it like reprogrammed, or if it's dead, get a new one and whatever, you could program it to have the door lock key fob. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've seen a lot worse for $300. Also, I'll show you guys the trunk space. I show that. Yeah, it even came with this cargo liner. Pretty sweet, man. Hang on, that pry bar is poking like in my hand, showing by the screen. I'm like, what is that? I was looking. Yeah, it looks nice, man. Pretty cool. I've never owned a Blazer. I've had S10s, but not Blazers yet. So I'm pretty stoked about that. The seats all fold and work like they're supposed to. The seat belts look intact and they don't look all boogered up. Cause like I said, this thing was sitting for 8 years. They had the head gasket go in it, and they just didn't want to see it go into the wrong hands. So that until I came along and offered them $300 for it, and here it is now. That's kind of cool. They actually have a cup holder kind of built into the door. I haven't seen something like that before. Interesting. And I like the color. This is like the color of like the S10 I had. I'll show you guys from farther back. It's like the same color in my S10. I had a 97 S10. 2-wheel drive, 4-cylinder. So we upgraded to a 4-wheel drive, 6-cylinder, 4-door, so the kids can fit in it, because I got a son and daughter and a wife. So kind of neat, man. It's like a blessing in disguise, you know. Like my prayers were answered, man. I was like, man, I like this S10, but it's not gonna fit the kids in it. That was just a regular cab, you know. And even the S10s with the extended cabs, unless it's a crew cab, there isn't a whole lot of space in them. So this Blazer, it checks all the boxes for me. And that lock, wow, that lock is like nice and smooth. It's not all janky and beat up. It's like somebody didn't beat it too much. Well, this part's kind of beat. I don't know what happened there, but looks like a dog was in here. And then I'm pretty sure I can get I can get the wheel well material, the fenders, and I can cut those out and weld them in here. I could do that on the channel because I got a welder here. Be a fun little project. Extend a little bit of the rocker panel too. But I crawled underneath it before and it's really intact. This came from Kansas. It's been been sitting in Colorado for the last 8 years with a blown head gasket. They just needed more space in their driveway, and they had finally tearfully and sold it to me. So it's here now. So we're gonna go ahead and go back inside, and we're gonna see how the intake manifold looks after soaking with that Dawn power wash on it. Because I made my fellow there who commented earlier from Australia a believer on that power wash spray. He said he's gonna not use the degreaser anymore. That's how I got converted to it 2 days ago, guys. Look at that. It's just dissolving this stuff. That thing looks like it came new. I'm gonna shut the garage door here. So it's a 2-bay garage here, guys. Not a super ton of space, but make it work. So how awesome that worked out, because I was gonna put a fresh pair of gloves on because this stuff had kerosene residue on it, just so I'm not touching that stuff and getting the dermatitis on my hands again. Always wanted to wear gloves when you're working with these shop chemicals, guys, if you can. Because my right knuckle got a little bit of kerosene on it for only like 10 minutes of exposure. And it's got like, it looks like bug bites on my knuckle. Oh, it's kind of fading away now, luckily. But it was itching bad. Nasty stuff. So if you can prevent it, just try to keep on top of using your protective equipment. Gloves. Look at that, guys. Anything on this channel, if you're not aware, is all paid for by my own money, and nobody's paying me to say anything or buy anything. Get this ready. Put it here. So this is what I used in the dishwashing section. And this looked nasty before. Like all like brown clown looking, you know. Get it good. I didn't think this thing looks like it's gonna come out completely clean, guys. Just from this. And this was sitting in kerosene. This is what this is in this tote, is kerosene. I almost feel like I don't even need to have the kerosene no more. I just go with this stuff. And it smells a million times better, I'll tell you what. And this stuff's not flammable either. It might smell good. That's the trade-off. I kind of like it smelling good and off gas in my house. So I'll set this here. So we're gonna wipe this down, because this was soaking about the time we were out checking out the Blazer in the yard in my truck in the Expedition. So see if you're in frame. Okay, I'll try to get it closer. Move this closer. There we go. So this stuff is dissolving, and it's like bare metal, guys. Dang, pretty cool hearing from Big Fitty, though. He's disappeared. I haven't heard from him in like a month. Look at that, guys. Wow. Unbelievable how clean this thing's getting. So we're cleaning out these intake runners. We had it soaking with that power wash as well. Man, this is nice. Like, I'm not all cringed out and disgusted by touching this thing. You know, you can get it all nice and clean, and it's so much better to reinstall it when it's not all nasty still. But this stuff's the way to go, guys. Because I was using WD-40 and a Scotch-Brite before to try to clean this stuff, and then the kerosene. But this is working better than all of that. Well, that I changed to these. These are those zero scratch scrubber pads, combined with the Dawn Power Wash heavy duty. Smells good too, so that's a big bonus, in my opinion. So we're gonna flip this over, try to get the areas that were not cleaned yet. So get all this debris and filth out of here. Yeah, because my buddy there I just met from Australia, he said he's getting rid of all his degreaser products now and going with this from now on, because he flips cars and he's really impressed. So that made me a believer. I was skeptical, dude. I almost didn't buy this stuff at the store the other day. I was like, no, I think WD-40 and kerosene's the way to go. But changed my mind. And also, if you're just tuning in and you didn't know, the cylinder head here and the block, we checked it for warpage, and it's good to go. There's no warpage on any of it, man. I feel like winning the lottery or having Christmas when you're a little kid or something. Just how happy I am to know that. So that's something I don't have to worry about. Because we checked it with the flat, the straightness, straight edge, and then with the feeler gauges on the specs that I found on the Astro forum. Because I was looking everywhere in that book, in the Haynes manual I got, but it wasn't giving me that data. It's not in that book, apparently, to my knowledge. Unless it's in there and I didn't look in the right place or something. Maybe it is in there, I don't know. I couldn't find it though. And if it is in there, it might not be in the area that I would think it's in. But we're getting these runners cleaned out, guys. This is good. It smells awesome too. It smells like cleaning pots and pans. It doesn't smell like nasty kerosene or brake clean or anything caustic. Like losing brain cells using that stuff. Okay, let's get this area. You can see there's still some debris and like greasy ickiness. This stuff was always a eyesore to me and nasty. It'd just be amazing to have this stuff just dissolve. And then this stuff down here. This is where your little pop-it valves go for your spider injector. And it's not a bad thing to have them all clean. Yeah, I'm a true believer in this stuff now, guys. I'm telling you. Let me grab another fresh. Oh, I got one. Don't have to go anywhere. Right here. Just nice, clean, lint-free cloth rag type thing. And we get in there and get that dissolved grime out. And then we spray it some more and keep going at it. See, there's some like more caked in there. But this is like melting it away. It's amazing. And it's not damaging anything. It looks like I polished the bottom side if you just saw that part before I flipped it. And that looked really gross too. Oh, one of my cleaning. Thanks for commenting. Malty. I think I said your name right. If I didn't, I apologize. This is the lower intake manifold to this 05 Astro van here at my garage. Get it all clean. This thing will look like it came new when we get done with it. Because this stuff's really hard to get areas with your degreasers. I can't really seem to get stuff that clean myself with this kind of thing. This is the hole where your distributor goes. This is your thermostat housing. This is the V6. This is from the 05 Astro van here at my garage. Wow, it's looking better already. And the tricky part with these things is like these little nooks and crannies. But you see the straightaway parts. Sorry, they look really good. So we keep going at these parts. It just makes me feel better knowing I put this back together when it's nice and clean and fresh. And then it's like I'm not getting all the greasy and gross when I'm trying to reinstall it either. And when I put the gaskets in it. I mean, we try to get it super, super clean, but if it has just a little bit of stuff, I guess I can live with that. But this little area right here. Then these rags and stuff that are all gross, they just get thrown away. I don't have a sentimental attachment to them. It's some piece of stuff, old clothes that I don't have any use for, or they don't fit. So it's something I'm not gonna need. Look at that, guys. Wow. I did not look that clean before. Let's take a look at that. That little porthole right here. We're starting to get into there. And it's lifting a lot of it. It's still some left. We're going to hit it again with the cleaner. Especially the straightaway areas, the wide open areas, those really are a lot easier for this stuff to penetrate into. But wow, look at that. Just amazing, guys. This is getting a lot cleaner than I thought I could ever possibly get it, honestly. I was expecting it to look a lot worse when it was time to actually put this back together. Because I took the greaser to this a bunch of times. Made a couple shorts on it using degreaser and kerosene, and it just doesn't cut in it. But this stuff is. This is awesome. And we got the cardboard underneath and the rags and stuff, so this doesn't get scuffed up off the concrete. The cardboard's not all abrasive and hard material, you know. A lot safer for it. Okay, let's try scrubbing this side now because this has been soaking. Let's see how this turns out. Look at that, guys. Wow. So a bunch of wins for the day, guys. Like, this cylinder head is not warped. The engine's not warped. We checked it with the true straight edge and the feeler gauge with the specs we found on the Astro forums. So, pretty happy about that. And this is coming out clean. Some of you guys that are new to the channel, you get to see the Blazer and the other project vehicles we have here as well. So that's cool. It's getting there. Look at that, guys. That's like amazing. Not quite all the way clean, but man, it's a lot better already. And this stuff, I was looking at it like, I don't think I'd ever get this that clean. This will make it run so much better. Everything. Look at, wow. And that stuff smells good too. So, yeah, anything you've seen here I bought with my own money, guys. Nothing's being promoted here for me to make a commission on it or anything. Everything I bought with my own money. It's just me doing stuff in my own garage at home. Look at that, wow. Some spots are still kind of nasty, but not as nasty. I can live with that. Down these intake runners. Because this is where your spider injector sits. Here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 cylinders, and we're gonna be putting in the new spider injector once we get all this situated. We're doing the head gaskets, and the head gaskets weren't blown in this. We're already in the area anyway doing this intake manifold and spider injector stuff, so we took it down and we checked it and made sure nothing's warped, so we're good to go on that. So pretty happy about that because we just checked it earlier in the live with the true straight edge and the feeler gauges for used guys that weren't present for it. So yeah, so this cylinder head right here, that's in the plastic. This is wrapped in the plastic bag, and I put Marvel Mystery Oil, just light coat on it after, and it's all cleaned and freshed up, ready for the gasket, and it's to spec. It's not warped. We checked it. The only thing is we have to get just for preventive maintenance while we're there. There was I'll show you this valve here. It had some pitting on it. Let me get the light on it. Had some pitting. You can see that about like 80% of the circumference of that chamfered area, the beveled chamfered area. You see that? So we're going to swap these out for fresh valves, intake and exhaust. It's 12 valves total, 6 exhaust, intake. Let's get them while we're there. And the spring compressor tool here, just got it. That works awesome. I demonstrated how to use that on the live yesterday. So it works good. So good news, guys. Um, this stuff's good, and we got the head gaskets here. We have the copper adhesive stuff recommended by the service information coming as well, but we just gotta wait to get the valves a bit longer, unfortunately. So in the meantime, I go through and clean this stuff up good. You know, it's a good idea, right? And then, like you guys seen, if you were here present for it, I showed the Blazer in my truck in the Expedition as well, because the Blazer is going to be getting all this same stuff done as this van is right now, in the not so distant future. That needs head gaskets and spider injector and all this, the same thing as this. So head gaskets. I'll show you at the bottom of this just how well it turned out, guys. It's sitting on that gunk, so pretty nice. We still have to take like a little razor blade and get some of this RTV off in a couple of these spots. Maybe a couple little high spot there with some like emery cloth, because this has to have the RTV go through here. And then there's RTV that goes according to the service information. All this stuff is through service information. Not just me, because I feel like I'm following the directions. Intake manifolds, gaskets are going to go over these areas. And then there's, according to the service information, RTV goes around these, following the directions. And then as well through here, where it mates up to where the cylinder heads in the valley go. So everything's going by the book, guys. We're not just making stuff up. Oh, wow, it's coming off. I like what I see. We'll hit it again. It's all like the preventative maintenance and doing stuff while you're there. And that's the main thing here. If you're already in there doing something, I'm going to get stuff done that's close by, because that's probably not far behind failing anyway. You seal this stuff all back up, and then the head gasket goes, and you got to get in there again. Not a fun job to be in here in the first place, so I want to get it done while I'm here. Last little bits of stuff here. That's coming off good though. This was sitting in kerosene, guys, for the last couple of days, and it didn't even do anything. Okay. Get these runners out clean more. Alright, well, that's all the time I'm gonna have for today, guys. For anybody that's been here and watching, and hopefully you learned something. Appreciate all of you for being here, and thanks, and God bless y'all, and thanks, and I'll see you guys next time when I do lives and make some content. I make new content weekly, and it's family oriented, and yeah. Yeah, I hope not. Thanks for commenting. All right, till next time, guys. Appreciate it.